So we are discussing this universal structure. So the all these four planetary systems, they will not get destroyed, but below at the end of Brahmaji's day, they will get destroyed. At the beginning of Brahmaji's day, Brahmaji again creates all these planetary systems. So that's how these will be again created. So in this way, each and every day, Brahmaji kind of creates all these planetary, creates or uncovers all these planetary systems which are there. So in this way, one day creates. Now, when it comes to the movement of sun, so there is like this movement of sun. In order to understand, like there is a scientific understanding. Currently, we know one understanding, and there is a Puranic understanding. Two kinds of understanding are there. So, how can we understand this? How can we understand this Puranic understanding? So sometimes the like some of the like, like some of the things which are there in Puranas, they will sometimes can be verified with some of the scientific methods, but some of the things cannot be verified with scientific methods. And sometimes there is an agreement, and sometimes there is a disagreement. Like both models, both Puranic model and both uh, the scientific model, like current model, that scientific model that presents, even the Puranic model, that what we are studying in the cosmology section, they both explain the phenomena that we experience in this world. Like all the seasons can be explained, all the different all the different months, different eclipses, different like why ritus are coming, why eclipses are coming, why day and night are coming, how these variations are coming, the predictions of where different stars will be in future. All those things can be explained through this Puranic model also. So, but only the reference point is little different. Sometimes our description is matching with this their description. Sometimes it may not be matching. So, and we have to understand the limitations of scientific understanding. So, like scientific understanding is rational understanding, where people are kind of rationally trying to understand by measurements. But as we understand, there are always four kind of limitations for all the human beings, which are like our senses are very imperfect, and then because of that, we may tend to commit mistakes, and because of that, our senses are imperfect. Because of that, we may get tend to illusion. So our knowledge that we are gaining, that may be wrong knowledge, and because of that we may commit mistakes, and because of that we may tend to cheat also. So these four defects are there for all the human beings. So, and Vedas or Puranic knowledge, they are said to be above these four defects, but nonetheless we still, because the scientists, they have endeavored a lot to understand some of the structures. So they are also coming little closer to this understanding. Therefore, some of the figures they are matching. For example, the distance between Sun and Earth is approximately matching. And this distance between Sun and Earth is also told by Tulsidas in his Hanuman Chalisa even 500 years before, which is like approximately the same that scientists are discovering. So how did Tulsi Das, who is an Bhakta, who doesn't have the in-depth understanding of this cosmology, he has not studied it using telescopes and all, how is able to give the figure exactly? Is approximately closer. because he has the knowledge of all the Puranas, Vedas, Ramayana, and he, based on that knowledge, he is saying, and that is matching. So in this way, and in other Puranas also, like other things that are matching, even the size of the earth that is matching. So in this way, we can try to understand what is similar and what is dissimilar, and how can we believe in the Shastras. That we try to understand. So now let us come to the movement of the sun. So when it comes to sun, as mentioned, the sun is moving on top of a Manasottara mountain in a chariot. So there is like one universe that we are seeing. Within that one universe, Prabhupada is coming. These are the seven vipas that we have seen. So these seven vipas, like they are all kind of distributed. Jambu Dvipa. This is one Bhumandala. And in between, these are the Lokavarsha, Lokavarsha. All the this inside this Lokavarsha, all the dvipas and oceans, they are all residing in a very small space inside this Bhumandala. Within that also, Jambudvipa is like a kind of point. That Jambudvipa is represented here, in which center is Mount Sumeru and surrounded by saltwater ocean. And then this Himalayas and other great mountains that we have seen. And in that Bharatvarsha is the southernmost, in which Earth is like one planet, southernmost we have seen. These are the different vipas, which is like which we have already described. So now this is the uh, horizontal, vertical structure. One figure we have seen. One more figure of vertical structure you can see here, which is like kind of represented. So the Bhumandala is like a flat, is like a disc. It is mentioned as like a lotus flower. It is mentioned. So that Bhumandala is not exactly flat like a rupee coin. It actually has a uh, slightly, it is like a lotus flower. It is going down, and in between it is like a curly nature. So the dvipas that are mentioned, they are actually going slowly down as compared to Jambu Dvipa. So the as Jambu Dvipa, the Lakshadweep Dvipa, the seven dvipas are there. They are slowly going little down as compared to Jambu Dvipa in heaven. So Pushkara Dvipa, when it comes to seventh Dvipa, that is little lower in picture. So, and on top of Pushkara Dvipa, there is a Manasottara mountain. And on top of that Manasottara mountain, sun god is moving. So, there is also Manasottara mountain. Above that Manasottara mountain, the sun god wheel is height is also very huge. And on top of that, there is a huge cabin in which sun god is sitting, that Ratha. So therefore, the height when it comes to from Pushkara Dvipa to sun god, this exactly comes to the level of this Jambu Dvipa. So which when we see sun god, we are seeing directly above us. When we see in the east direction, we see the sun god is rising. So that's where we are like when sun god is traveling around Mount Sumeru, the first time when he is visible to us, that is like a sunrise, which is like different for different people. And these are the upper planetary system. This is the Mount Loka, which is separating the uh, ocean, the inhabited land and uninhabited land. Like half of the universe is filled with almost this Garbhodaka ocean. And on top of that Garbhodaka ocean is the Lord Ananta, who is maintaining, who is like kind of supporting this whole Bhumandala, which is like stable. And these Lokalaka mountains are also balancing. And on top of Lokalaka mountain, there are four Gajapatis who are also kind of balancing. And Lord Vishnu also, with his strength, supporting this Lokalaka mountain. In this way, he is situated. So now the sun is the sun's position is said to be exactly in the middle of the universe. So from above sun to above the this top of the universe is like 250 million yoginas, and below the sun to this bottom is also 250 million yoginas. So it's like exactly situated in the middle. Middle he is situated, and he is situated in a place called as Antariksha. So this Bhumandala and there is Svargaloka. In between Bhumandala and Svargaloka, there is a place called Antariksha. In that Antariksha, the sun god is kind of moving. And he is also called as Martanda because this whole universe, which is like unconscious universe, gets light from sun god. So therefore, all the life is coming from sun god. Therefore, he is also called as Martanda. And he is also called as Hiranyagarbha because he is the totality of all jivas with their subtle power. So he is giving life for this Hiranya Anda golden egg inside the universe. So therefore he is also called as Hiranyagarbha. And so all these planetary systems above, like Swarga and below, all these seven dvipas, everyone gets their light from the sun god. So all the living entities, they kind of enjoy, suffer, all those things based on the divisions created by sun. In this way, is giving life, providing to everyone. So, okay. So this is sun god. Now the motion of the sun god, if we go, is kind of he is kind of rotating on a chariot wheel on top of Mansottara mountain. And this sun god chariot is said to be one wheel chariot. Within one wheel he is moving. And that one wheel, that axle of that one wheel is kind of tied to the base of Mount Sumeru. So it's like an example is like an oil pressing machine. So in an oil pressing machine, if someone sees a bull is there, a bull is being tied with a rod to the central pole, and this bull moves again and again round that machine. Because of that, this the matter substance within it gives becomes pressed and oil will be extracted. So that's how this rotates about round and round. So similarly, sun god with his chariot being tied to this Mount Sumeru and the lower part of Mount Sumeru, this kind of rotates again and again towards Mount Sumeru, day in and day out. So in this way, this sun god is rotating, and uh, so that is how the sun god is moving. Mm. So in order to explain that movement of sun god, so this is like Dhruva planet. The Dhruva planet pole star is like a fixed planet, you can imagine. And if you see any chandelier, that uh, chandelier is like fixed upon a pivot. And when that chandelier rotates, everything else will rotate along the circular direction along that chandelier. So similarly, this Dhruva planet is said to be the fixed top point, and all the planets, all the Svargalokas, or all the momentary, all the different luminaries, they all circumambulate this Dhruva planet, just like a chandelier rotates. So they're all tied to Dhruva planet pole star with kind of invisible ropes, and they kind of rotates circularly, circumambulating this Dhruva planet. So that is how the motion. Even the sun god motion is also similar. So sun god is like kind of tied to one axle is tied to Mount Sumeru, and another axle is tied to Dhruvaloka, which is like controlling this length between sun and Dhruvaloka. So based on these two axes, the sun god moves in his orbit. So uh, it's just like this oil pressing machine has two axles. One axle here. One more axle is also there, which controls kind of some other parameter load, which will vary the load. So that will also vary. Similarly, the sun god chariot has one wheel, and another wheel controls the width of this sun god. So in this way, he is rotating in this planet. So now to understand this planet, like this movement, in every day, one sun god completes its movement upon this Manasottara mountain. One day it completes one circle, as I discussed. The sun god rotates on top of Mount Manasottara mountain. So it circumambulates Mount Sumeru. In one day, it completes one round. So we are situated in the base of Mount Sumeru in Jambudvipa. So when sun god completes one round, we see one day and one night. So when it is visible to us, we say it is sunrise. When it is traveling, and when it travels opposite place, where it is disappearing from our place, we say it is sunset. So like that, sun god is traveling. And in Earth, different people are situated in different ends. Wherever they see sunrise, because of the sun movement, that time that is sunrise for them. For example, like if some of you are in USA, where you are seeing that sunset has already happened. So, but here in India, the same sun is kind of rising. So anyway, this is a similar understanding that we have with the protein. But then here the understanding is that sun is moving, not Earth. So our heliocentric model, geocentric model, two models we know. Previously, geocentric model is being proposed by Greeks, and then that was superseded by heliocentric model, where they say that sun is there and sun is kind of Earth is kind of rotating upon the sun. So the Puranic understanding is that the Earth is kind of stable and the sun god is kind of moving. But both the model, only the reference point is different, but everything else is kind of being explained. See. So this is how day and night are coming. Uh, so if we see from top view, if you see from top view, see from top, this is the Manasvattara mountain on which in a chariot, the sun god is moving round and round. So we are situated in middle of Jambudvipa. So from here, we are seeing sun god. And it is said that there are four residences on top of this mountain. Like there is a place of Devadani, residence of Indra, Samyamani, residence of Yamaraj, Nimlocha, residence of Varuna, Vibhavari, residence of Moon God. So like that, there are different residences of Devatas. Sometimes they may also come there. So on top of that, the sun god is moving round and round in each day. And the people of Jambudvipa in one direction, when they see first time they are rising, that is sunrise, and when they see when it is going, that is like sunset. And different people in different places, this sunset and sunrise will vary, just like modern understanding that we learn. So this explains day and night in our earth, where how we are facing. So this is one motion of the sun god, horizontal motion across this. But there is also a vertical motion of sun god, which kind of explains the different seasons, which is also called as Uttarayana and Dakshinayana. So we will discuss all those things. And like this Tuesday, we are celebrating Ugadi. In Ugadi, uh, like people see different Rashis, Panchanga they see. So how this Panchanga is coming? So that will also be explained through this description of this planetary movements of this universe. So that we will discuss next time. So this Panchanga, when someone is referring to this Jyotisha Shastra, so these are all calculations based on the actual movement of the planets, actual movement of the sun. So because of that, they are able to predict all the future, all the eclipses, which our ancestors they have predicted eclipses, how they come, all those things much before modern scientists. So they have this understanding of all these planetary movements based on the Vedic scriptures, so which we will discuss in a brief description. There are different nakshatras which will form like a different shapes, which are called as rashis, and the sun travels in those rashis. Based on that, different rashis will form. So that we will discuss. So maybe it may be overwhelming seeing so many figures and understanding. But slowly, if someone wants to understand, they can do more research and it will clear all the doubts. So I will stop here if anyone wants to ask or anything. Otherwise,
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna everybody.
Hare Krishna. Bhagavatam ke jai.